What's up, guys? Today I'll be talking about the Blue Microphone's Snowball iCE. The world of microphone is a deep, deep rabbit hole, meaning there's a plethora of microphones out there with countless specifications to choose from. And if you're a microphone novice like myself, it could be a bit overwhelming at first. There always seems to be a better microphone with better features out there if you're willing to spend the money. The more I researched, the deeper the rabbit hole got, and the more I got lost. Then I realized everything boiled down to one simple question. What am I going to be using it for? Are you going to be using it on stage or in a studio? Are you going to be using an instrument or for singing? For me, my sole purpose of the microphone was for my YouTube channel, which is a single person simply talking into the microphone. Therefore, if you're a gamer or a streamer, then you would find this video also applicable to you. First feature we're going to be looking at is the polar pattern. Polar pattern is the direction the mic accepts the sound from. Snowball iCE is a cardioid mic, meaning that it's unidirectional as opposed to omnidirectional or bidirectional. It only accepts sounds from the front of the mic. There's also the Snowball model, not the iCE model, from the same Blue company for $20 more. That includes both unidirectional and omnidirectional modes. But I decided to opt for the iCE version since I'm only going to be using it for my speech. A cardioid mic, however, cannot reject sounds coming from the sides, whereas supercardioid or hypercardioid mics are able to reject sounds from the sides much better. Second feature is the frequency response. Frequency response is the ability of a mic to pick up a high and a low sound. This is not to be confused with how loud a sound is, which is measured by decibel, and the feature of a microphone called SPL handling capability, something I'll touch upon later. A good range of the frequency response for a vocal mic is around 80 Hz to 15 kHz. Mic for bass drum would need to be on the low end of 40 to even 30 Hz. This particular microphone, iCE, claims to have a range between 40 to 18 kHz. This mic would be sufficient for a vocal recording. Third feature is the form factor. While this isn't a huge element that plays into a role, especially because you're not going to be carrying it around the stage or positioning it around your instruments, I still found it to be a relevant thing to consider given that it is a unidirectional microphone and the way you position it towards you matters. Okay, so I find the little tripod that comes with it pretty stable, and you can even make it taller by manipulating the legs. The head of the mic can be slightly adjusted, like swiveled around, adjusted up and down, although not by much. The microphone is screwed onto the tripod, meaning that it can be unscrewed and mounted on top of a boom scissor arm stand. You can also introduce the pop filter in front of the mic to reduce the popping sounds, which can be clamped onto the stem of the arm stand. Alright, lastly, there is the factor of simplicity. Now, simplicity can be a double-edged sword, since some people do want to be able to change the settings on the microphone. For example, I've heard some people complain that this microphone has too much sensitivity, that it picks up their keyboard's typing sounds on top of their voice, and others complain that their voice is barely heard, like they're speaking across a room. Whereas the upgraded version, Snowball, is able to change the sensitivity setting in the back of the microphone. Snowball iCE has no such options. You'll have to resort to changing the settings on your computer, Realtek, system preference, or the software like Audacity. iCE also doesn't have a mute button, which a lot of other microphones do, so you can directly mute or unmute from the microphone itself. For iCE, you will have to do that from your computer. It's also without a jack to connect your headsets to hear your own voice. iCE only has one USB Type-B port in the back, also called the printer USB informally, and no XLR cable port. It connects to your computer's regular USB port. When you connect for the first time, there's no driver needed to install. The mic is literally plug and play, as simple as that. All in all, This is definitely not the best USB microphone out there, but for the price of $50 to $60, I would say it is a good investment. So that concludes my video for today, and thanks for listening, guys. Bye now.